did say Allah. Islam, Arrington-Bey. It is June the 19th, 2019. Islam. And the day is Wednesday. Okay. Islam. I just came back not too long ago from taking care of some business. So what I'm about to do, Arrington-Bey Islam, as your wife, Rhonda Arrington-Bey. I'm going to start off by reading the preamble of the United States of America Constitution. We, the people of the United States. It says, we, the people of the United States, in order to form a more perfect union, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility, provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty to ourselves and our posterity, do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. Now I'm going to read Article 1, Section 10. It says, no state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, enter bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts, pass all bill of attainder, ex post facto laws, or a law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. I'm going to read this again. Section 10. It says, no state shall enter into any treaty, alliance, or confederation, grant letters of marque and reprisal, coin money, emit bills of credit, make anything but gold and silver coin a tender in payment of debts, pass any bill of attainder, ex post facto law, or law impairing the obligation of contracts, or grant any title of nobility. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any imposts or duties on imports or exports, except what may be absolutely necessary for executing its inspection laws, and the net produce of all duties and imports, imposts, that's the S, not an R, laid by any state I think that's a typo, on imports or exports shall be for the use of the Treasury of the United States, and all such laws shall be subject to the revision and control CONTROL of the Congress. No state shall, with the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state, or with a foreign power, or engage in war, unless actually invaded or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. Let me read that again. No state shall, without the consent of Congress, lay any duty of tonnage, keep troops, or ships of war in time of peace, enter into any agreement or compact with another state, or with a foreign power, or engage in war, unless actually invaded or in such imminent danger as will not admit of delay. Okay, that is Article 1, Section 10. Okay, now I am about to read President Abraham Lincoln's part of President Abraham Lincoln's Compensated Emancipation Proclamation, December 1st, 1862. It starts off by stating, some 2 months after the issue of his great proclamation of liberty, President Lincoln, in his second annual message to Congress, December 1st, 1862, took occasion again to refer to compensated emancipation, and indeed to the entire matter of slavery and freedom, in most instructive and convincing manner as follows. On the 22nd day of September last, a proclamation was issued by the executive, a copy of which is herewith submitted in accordance with the purpose in the second paragraph of the paper. I now respectfully recall your attention to what may be called compensated emancipation. A nation may be said to consist of its territory, its people, and its laws. The territory is the only which is of certain durability. One generation pass away and another generation come, but the earth abide forever. It is of the first importance to duly consider and estimate this ever-enduring part, that portion of the earth's surface which is owned and inhabited by the people of the United States is well adapted to be the home of one natural family, and it is not well adapted for two or more. Its vast extent and its variety of climate and productions are of advantage in this age for one people, whatever they might have been in former ages. Steam, telegraphs, and intelligence have brought these to be advantageous. Advantageous. I hope I'm saying that right. Combinations for one united people. In the inaugural address, I briefly pointed out the total inadequacy of this union as a remedy for the difference between the people of the two sections. I did so in language which cannot improve, and which therefore I beg to repeat. One section of our country believes slavery is right and ought to be extended, while the other believes it is wrong and ought not to be extended. This is the only substantial dispute. The Fugitive Slave Clause of the Constitution and the law for the suppression of the foreign slave trade are each as well enforced. Perhaps as any laws can never be in a community where the moral sense of the people imperfectly support the law itself. The great body of the people abide by the dry legal obligation in both cases, and a few break over in each. This, I think, cannot be perfectly cured, and it would be worse in both cases after the separation of the sections than before. The foreign slave trade, now imperfectly suppressed, would be ultimately revived without restriction in one section, while fugitive slaves, now only partially surrendered, would not be surrendered at all by the other. Physically speaking, we cannot separate. We cannot remove our respective sections from each other, nor build an impossible wall between them. A husband and wife may be divorced and go out of the presence and go out of the presence and beyond the reach of each other. But the different parts of our country cannot do this. They cannot but remain face to face in intercourse, either amicable or hostile, must continue between them. Is it possible then to make that intercourse more advantageous or more satisfactory after separation than before? Can aliens make treaties easier than friends can make laws? Can treaties be more faithfully enforced between aliens than laws can among friends? Suppose you go to war, you cannot fight always, and when, after much loss on both sides and no gain on either, you cease fighting, the identical old question as to terms of intercourse are again upon you. Okay, I'm at 14 minutes and I'm going to stop there. So that's part of Abraham Lincoln Compensated Emancipation, December 1st, 1862, Islam. And it is June the 19th, 2019. I'm Rhonda Arrington-Bey as your wife, Dwayne Bey, Islam.